This is Carolina AM.
Welcome back to Carolina AM. Joining us this morning is financial advisor Jonathon Schultheiss to talk about 5 ways to beat debt trap. And Jonathan, every time you come on the show, you're bringing props. It's always entertaining and informational.
Absolutely.
So what's going on today?
So today I brought 5 new tips to share from my book, Focus, the Financial Freedom Formula. So as we talk about the Financial Freedom Formula, it's all about you need to save more than you spend, right? It's how much money you have left over at the end of the month creates financial freedom. So one of the best ways to do that is to beat the debt trap.
Okay.
And so
talk to us about that.
My tip number 1, I say, is track your spending, right, with your iPhone. There's so many apps out there like Mint.com, and there's a dozen more that allow you to be able to track how much you're spending. Because today it's become so easy just to swipe that credit card, and next thing you know, you've spent more money than you actually make in the month.
Well, it's like these eating apps. You know, you count in calories, but you do it without even thinking about it. And the same thing happens when it comes to spending. You know, you spend nickel and dimes all add up.
Those things that we measure get better, right? If you measure your spending, that way you can track it and you know how much money you have left over.
Okay, and those apps are free, right?
A lot of those apps are free. Some of them are pay and some of them are free. And the free ones I found are just as good.
Okay, fantastic.
So
moving on.
My tip number 2, I say, is turn your hobby into cash, right? And so old toys like Hot Wheels cars and video games and stuffed animals go on eBay for a lot of money. And I'll share a story with you. My wife and I were out consignment furniture shopping the other day, and I found a tote of old Hot Wheels cars, and I started digging through, and I found one, and so I pulled out my phone and pulled up eBay, and I was like, I wonder what it's going for, and it was going for $17. I bought it for $3, put it on eBay. Guess what I sold it for?
Well, how much?
$33.
There you go. That's the kind of profit you're looking for.
That's the kind of profit you're looking for.
And put that right in the bank.
Put that right in the bank, pay off some debt, whatever else. My tip number 3 is I say use cash. And like tip number 1, you swipe that card and you don't think about it. But tip number 2, when you're spending cash and you run out of cash.
It's more painful to put out the cash too, isn't it?
You got it.
No?
It's more painful, but when you're out of cash, you stop. Right? You stop spending and you know how much you're spending versus just swiping that card every time.
It seems so easy. My grandparents, I remember watching him pay bills with nothing but cash. He put it in an envelope, paid with cash. Once the cash was gone, he was done.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
So kicking it old school.
Yeah, so my tip number 4 is I say make extra payments.
All right.
So even like on your car payment, if you can make an extra couple of payments, as you go, even your mortgage, you might not know this, but if you made 1 extra house payment a year, you could save anywhere from 5 to 8 years off of your mortgage.
Huge amount of money.
Yeah, and you think about 5 to 8 years worth of interest that you're saving off of your mortgage too. It's phenomenal how much you could save.
So paying down the principal.
Paying down the principal makes a big, big difference.
Okay.
So my tip number 5 is I say get a financial checkup, right? And it's just like you go to the doctor, right? You go to the doctor and you get a physical checkup. Meet with your financial advisor and have a financial checkup. Make sure how much you're spending, make sure you're in line with your goals. And if you're not, that gives you an opportunity to make adjustments. So big thing to make sure you meet with your financial advisor.
Well, Jonathan, that's where somebody like you comes into play. So for folks that are watching that have got questions, they probably want to answered, how do they get hold of you?
So best way to get more information is go to thefocusedbook.com. You can download a free copy of the book. You can reach out to us there. The book's available on Amazon. There's a lot of resources. It's also available on the website, but that's the best place to start.
Yeah, start saving.
And start saving.
Good to have you on the show, Jonathan.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll be right back with more of Carolina AM.